Diorite. This is probably one of the most hated building blocks in all of Minecraft. Today we're going to see if we can use this horribly disgusting block to make a build in Minecraft that actually looks good. If you're a diorite hater, I just need you to open your imagination just a little bit, as today we're going to try and use it for more than just bird poop. Diorite as a block has a very powerful color and texture, so the first thing I wanted to do is figure out what other blocks could work with it to make it work well. And I found some of the other white blocks mixed well with it, especially it alone with white concrete. Next, I wanted to make a couple mock-up block palettes that could work well with my builds that I'm going to try and make. I decided to mix in some stronger, more colorful blocks like the acacia, dark prismarine, and even some of the purplish pink terracotta, and I think I came out with some good colors. So wasting no time, we're jumping into this first attempt at building with diorite, and my first attempt was going to try kind of a fantasy house. It's kind of something a little wacky, and partway through right here I realized I don't actually have that much diorite in the build, so I threw on this tower that was so difficult to get to look good. But eventually, after fiddling around with it for a while, I think I made it look good and added a few more details and windows, and we came out with a pretty successful build. Well, we have something. I'm not sure if I'm proud of it. I can't really tell what really is going on. I tried something a little bit different with this super extreme roof, and I really don't know if it worked. The tower ended up coming out okay. The thing is, guys, diorite is, oh my gosh, it's so ugly. But nevertheless, I think we did kind of use it well here. I think the only way to use these strong pink colors like this is to have something like a white block go with it to kind of contrast it, but still, the texture of the diorite is just disgusting. So next, I think I want to try something like medieval. That's kind of my specialty. So I think if I did okay with the fantasy, I think I should be able to do decent with the medieval, as long as I just stick to my roots and kind of just pretend the diorite is basically stone. Let's just all say a quick prayer before we get into this. And we're off. Here we go, guys. I decided I wanted to do a little bit of an artificial mountain tower type of thing to stick with the medieval theme I was talking about. Real quick, I want to mention, if you guys like this style of video, let me know. I'd love to do more of this type. Just leave a like and that lets me know if you enjoy the video. Anyway, I went for kind of a gradient here, fading the stone from the mountain up into the diorite and the white concrete at the very top. I used the spruce as kind of the accent color here to contrast the white with, the brown. And here you see me putting on a second layer of the tower. I wanted to go for more of a wizard tower kind of feel up here, so I kind of stuck with sort of the fantasy tower vibe here, and then decided to go even another layer on top of that. At this point, I was getting a little bit nervous about how the tower actually would look, so as you can see, I'm going to go down a little farther and put in some extra towers coming off of the left and the right sides, which I think balanced out the tower a little more, as it was being very tall and wasn't balanced out on the sides very well. The video is about diorite, and so let's talk about it. I think the diorite in this build was actually probably a really good choice of block. I think even if I wasn't doing the diorite challenge here, I think I may have still used it because it came out really well, and the blue of the roof matched it so well, and the contrast from all the colors. I think this build came out pretty good. So let's fly on up here and talk about this. This build, I actually love this build. It came out super well, and I'm kind of proud of what I was able to do with the diorite here. I did not think I could ever make diorite look decent like this. Now, if you do follow me, you know that I have built diorite before, and I've made it look okay, but I think this is by far my best diorite build ever. I mean, I've always done diorite builds and thought, I think another block would have been better for this anyway, but with this one, I think the white is the perfect block for this build. And guys, I think for the next one, we're going to continue with this medieval theme. I mean, it looks so good. I'm actually incredibly proud of this build, as you could probably tell. I don't usually make builds like this out of blocks that I don't like very often. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this build right here. And I think for the big trial, the final one, we're going to continue with the medieval theme and kind of go even bigger. First, I flew around for about 30 minutes looking for a place, and here it is. I started with a medieval tower and then put kind of a castle building off the back of it. I really liked the way that building turned out. I put another smaller tower off the edge and then began the large main tower in the very center. And the way this was going, it started to lean really fantasy at the very top, but I decided I wanted a bridge to the right, so I started another artificial mountain for a second tower. And this tower was going to be pretty similar to the one on the left, except I went for a slightly different, more minimal style with it. I made sure, obviously, to incorporate as much diorite as possible in this build, except for this bridge. It was basically all stone, and it is hard to use only diorite, but right here you see me adding in more artificial land, fixing some of the roofs, and then putting in a very front kind of wall to this build, and the rest of it was just me tidying things up and placing in some other pieces, but I think we came together with such a beautiful build, all made of, well, diorite, the self-proclaimed ugliest block in the game. Well, guys, we did it. I mean, we used the block. We did the best we could. I incorporated so much of it, honestly, in this build. It's basically all diorite. I mean, there's stone, obviously, and white concrete, because a lot of this is a gradient, because I think it just looks so nice, and it's the only way to really incorporate it so that it looks good. And I said I was proud of the last build. I'm really proud of this one. I think we pulled off something pretty good here, and I really like this build. It looks over, the ocean, and it's all diorite, and this warped combination with it, it's just beautiful, guys. I think we pulled off something truly nice here. So for all the diorite haters, tell them to check out this video. Send them this video if, they hate diorite, Iskal. But yes, that's actually going to be it for today, guys. I think we pulled off exactly what we wanted to set out and do, which was make diorite, which people say is the worst building block, into something usable and try and make a cool build out of it. And I can proudly say that I think I did that myself. So thank you for watching the video, and let me know which block, what style, what thing I should do next to set out to try and look good. So thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the links in the description, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.